a confirmed bankruptcy plan with my company financials. Why am I making more money than you? I ain't go to school.
Ooh.
I ain't go to law school. Why am I making more money than you?
Oh my
You
God.
the lawyer. Why you have no client? So here's the thing.
Welcome back, family. Oh my God. Welcome back to Everyday Rampant, where we break down politics, media, and the moments that reveal what's really happening behind the scenes. Today, we have everyone's favorite villain, and that's none other than our girl, Tasha K. And I'm going to say our girl because of the money that she's making. Let's get into it. So, this comment here, what she said, has YouTube on fire. People are losing their minds. They're pulling out their hair. They're so upset that she had the audacity to tell a lawyer, "Why am I making more money than you?" And people are upset. And I am just here to give my perspective on it. Honestly, I want to know why is she making more money than lawyers? Like what? Like what's happening? But this is what happens when you think you are exposing someone and you think you're trying to embarrass them when actually you're making them look good. And I know no one wants to admit that Tasha K is looking good right now. And I'm not a big fan of hers. And let me tell you this, why is she looking good? Because she's actually making money. I'm sorry. We're all doing this so we can be entrepreneurs, that we can start a company, and that we can make money here on YouTube because that's what it's for, right? To put out content, to give your perspective, to report on whatever news you want, whether you want to do some politics, some entertainment, whatever it is. And right now, Tasha K's sitting at $1 million a year. And so you have some YouTubers who are just upset, and I'm trying to figure out what is the problem. Why can't she out earn lawyers? Is there a rule that just because you are a YouTuber, you're not allowed to make more than a lawyer? And we're talking about this lawyer in particular. I think her name is Attorney Simone. And Simone, shout out to you because I'm so gracious that you even brought this document to us. I mean, again, I didn't look into this whole thing between Tasha K and Cardi B. I could care less about it. It meant nothing to me. But I can tell you this, there's a YouTuber who's dropped a couple of videos about Tasha K and bankruptcy fraud and all this type of stuff that's going on. And one thing that they brought up, they had this document. Now, you're not going to see all of the numbers, and I wasn't interested in trying to make it that clear. I just wanted to see one of you all to see what I thought was the main number, and that was that $581,797.46. And I was like, she made that much? Does she really make over a $500,000 a year? And then you're looking at the lawyer who's talking about her, and you're like, why are y'all on YouTube? Is it because you see how much she's making and you want to make the same? Because to me, for someone who really wasn't following the story, when I saw how much she made, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Is she really making money like that? And then you had the other YouTuber who was saying, I don't make that kind of money. I don't make like $1 million. And I'm like, what? But then why are you criticizing Tasha K for making it? You don't have to be a fan of hers. You don't even have to like her, but why are you trying to drag her for simply saying she earns more than Attorney Simone? And shout out again to Attorney Simone because without you, I probably wouldn't have even looked into her personal finance to see that she makes over $500,000. And then there's other documents floating around to show that she makes $1 million a year. And so, but the conversation really is surrounding how people are dragging Tasha K, saying, how dare you? This woman is accomplished. She's a lawyer and she's degreed. But my whole thing is, what does degree have to do with smarts and intelligence? A degree just said, I went to school and I study a particular subject and I'm supposed to be an expert in that. It doesn't mean you're the smartest person in the room. And to be honest, and I know we don't want to give Tasha K any credit, but for someone who's never gone to college, who y'all said she repeated the ninth grade. I'm just kind of regurgitating what I've heard. The ninth grade over 3 times, but yet she can make $1 million a year. That's very impressive, even if you don't want to give her any credit at all. And then I saw something where she said she had a $400,000 payroll. Do you know how huge that is to have a payroll that's $400,000? So that means she's really taking care of a community, because when you have a payroll, it's not just that person. That person may have a family. So you are feeding a whole community of people that is really dependent upon her and her business, her husband. They're dependent upon her to do the right things to continue to work. And people were just upset. I mean, just really irate about her saying, "Why do I make more money than you? Why? Is it her fault?" And that's a valid question. If you're gonna get on social media, you're gonna get on YouTube, and you're gonna make an attempt to drag me, as Attorney Simone tried to do, or make an attempt to embarrass me, but yet I'm earning more money than you. Who's really the clown? Who's really being the buffoon? Because I heard a lot of people calling her, "Oh, she's a buffoon, she's a clown." But how is Tasha K a clown if she's making $1 million a year? See, and a lot of you guys are going to dismiss and say, "Oh, it doesn't matter how much you make. If you're you, we people have college degrees," and it's like, yeah, but if you have a college degree and you're not out earning somebody who doesn't, there may be a problem. You know, because why aren't you making more money? She's supposed to be a lawyer. Why don't you have any clients? Why are you on YouTube? You're on YouTube because you saw Tasha K's financials, and you want to do the same thing she's doing. I mean, at the end of the day, that's it. Like, there's nothing else really for anyone to criticize. So I just don't like the way people are just attacking her, but yet she's making more money than everybody attacking her. I mean, there's one person who was like, I don't make $1 million a year like her. So, and we're gonna get into her GoFundMe on another video. And that's a whole another conversation. But they were complaining about, send me money for GoFundMe and things like that, and I'm like, oh my god, like, you guys are criticizing Tasha K, but then you're copying what she's doing. And honestly, if we were all smart, we would try to copy. You don't have to be a fan of hers. I'm a fan of people who can make money. Someone who can take something that wasn't popular at the time and can build it and build a multi-million-dollar empire. That's impressive to me. And what's more impressive is to have a $400,000 payroll. That's amazing. That means you're pouring back into your community, you're helping families, and that's what this is all about. So when people would say, "Oh, how dare she? How dare she compare herself?" Well, why can't she compare herself? Attorney Simone is comparing herself to Tasha K. She's trying to make an attempt to embarrass her. A lot of people now are posting her court records, but her court records are showing her as a win. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, she's not winning. She has to pay Cardi B like $20,000 a month." Well, look how it was structured. If you really just listen to yourself, and there's some other things that were brought up. If you listen to yourself on how it was structured, she's making $1 million a year. One document showed 857,000, but we're just gonna go with $1 million a year. She's making $1 million a year. She has a $400,000 payroll. I'm assuming that's for her other staff, and she pays herself as a salary of $286,000. So we're gonna just say $300,000 because I just like to round. $286,000. So in that, the $286,000, her judgment payment comes out of her $286,000 salary, meaning her husband, herself, whoever on her team decided, "Tasha K, you brought this Cardi B lawsuit upon the company. It is not our fault. We're not going to lay off staff." And she said it. And that's something that was impressive too, that she didn't lay off staff when people are laying off. So instead of her punishing her team by laying off, no, she's going to take the hit because she was the one that brought this on their company. So the $286,000, she's now going to have to give $240,000 of her salary to the courts, which means now she's down to what, $46,000 that she gets to spend in her own personal salary. And why is this important? Because she could have easily laid off her staff to make sure she can keep her salary plus um, have additional funding and don't have to worry about her staff. But she didn't do it. She was very smart in business. Why should my team suffer when my team is needed to continue to build upon this empire that I'm building? It's $1 million empire. I know we don't want to give her credit, but hey, it is what it is. If it's $1 million, $1 million. I'm a fair person. If I see someone doing something, they're doing it. It is what it is, and that's why I got this total earn up here, putting all her business out here. She said it's out here, so we're all gonna talk about it. And so I commend her for that, for not laying off her staff, and that's very commendable. I don't know if a lot of people understand that so many companies do lay off, and she decided not to be selfish like so many other CEOs are. It just warms my heart to hear someone who put others before themselves. Whether you like the person or not. And that shows a different type of character in a person, that I'm not going to punish others for something that I did. I did it, I'm taking a hit for it, it comes out of my salary, and we move on. And to me, that's an excellent way to be. I mean, I can't say it enough. I do commend her on that. Then we move into everyone having an uproar of, you know, Attorney Simone, shout out to her. She went to college and she did all this work. She did all this study. But it's like, if she did, then what is she earning any money as an attorney? Does she earn any money as an attorney? Does she have any cases? Because in order for you now, in my opinion, to really attack Tasha K, you have to put your financials up. Because if I was Tasha K, I'd be like, let me see your finances. Before you talk about me, let me see your finances. And then there was talk that she rents a house for $10,000 a month. Well, and people were calling her, oh, that's why she doesn't have any good sense. Technically, she does. Renting a house for $10,000 a month is not a negative thing, because why? I'm pretty sure the company pays for the house. So the house is rented by the company because she is a content creator and she had to have a place to create content. That's a very smart move. So you could get whatever house you want. It's under the company. You're not liable for it personally. The company is. And when you no longer want to live there, if you find something that you really want to live in and purchase, then you can do so. So that's something that you all, before you start criticizing her or anyone else, make sure you understand the order of business. There's so many things that can be written off under your business that is actually a plus for you, because then you reduce your tax liability. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm pretty sure it may have gone over some of you guys' heads, and you just don't want to hear it, right? You don't want to hear Tasha K winning, right? We just don't want to hear it, right? We all just upset, but the lady is winning, and she's winning big. $1 million a year on YouTube. And then I heard the same YouTuber, and shout out to that YouTuber and others who are laughing at Tasha K. And it's like, you're laughing, but where are your numbers? And then it was saying, you can't, the only job you can get is YouTube. You'll never get a job anywhere else. Well, that sounds very ignorant, because why would Tasha K want another job when she's bringing in $1 million? The goal for being on YouTube is to be an entrepreneur, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, why are you looking for a job? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's almost like we're trying to criticize something good because we can't do it. And the fact that y'all said it, I didn't, that she repeated the ninth grade 3 times, but yet she has $1 million business. And I guess most of you all have an education and you're not making any money. Because if you were, you wouldn't be hating so much. And that's just it. I'm calling a spade a spade. Um, the lady's making money. Like, it's just nothing else I can say. We see the financials. I'm just gonna leave them up on the screen. Why am I leaving it up on the screen? Because I'm nosy, and because this looks great. To see this kind of money being earned by a content creator, or I don't know if we want to call ourselves content creator. So then let's take a look at it. And I try to do some research. How can a YouTuber out earn a lawyer? Right? How can this even be? How is Tasha K out earning attorney Simone? And it's just some of the things that came up is just said the reason why, because lawyers, okay, so let's look at this. It says lawyers they have to bill by the hour, right? That's really how they make their money. They bill by the hour. And that's essentially their money. That's what they're going to make. And they're really not going to make more money than that. It's whatever they bill for the hour. So it's like more hours, more money, less hours, less money. And that's just it. That's what they do. When it comes to YouTube as a business, YouTubers, they get money from streaming. They get money from views, we get money from, Google ads. We get money from endorsements. We get money from like Tasha K. I think she has her own website, so there's revenue streams that come from that. These are all the things that everyone is saying on how YouTubers make more than lawyers. Simple as that. A lot of times, lawyers they serve one client at a time. If you're a YouTuber, if you're a Tasha K, you get hundreds of thousands to millions of views at once, and that particular video can continue to make money over and over. Again, it's ad revenue, brand deals, affiliate links, digital products, memberships, all of those things. Whereas in a lawyer, it's kind of like a one time deal. And I'm not dissing lawyers. I'm not saying lawyers are broke and don't make money because a lot of them do. But I'm just saying in this situation, why Tasha K makes more than Attorney Simone. And then when Attorney Simone is asleep, she's not making money. But Tasha K is. Why? Because the video could be making money all day. With a lawyer, if there's no work, no pay, YouTubers, you're going to get paid regardless as long as people are watching your video. Um, and so for me, now in this new economy, attention is money, content is currency, audience is power. And that's YouTube. And YouTubers control all three. That's Tasha K. And that's why Tasha K earns more than Attorney Simone. Simple as that. And so, with that saying, shout out to Tasha K for bringing in $1 million for showing us like it can be done, and it can be done. And people are like, "Oh, we're laughing at you." Well, she did say she's gossip and comedy, so she wants you to laugh at her because that's giving her more views, which gives her more money. And while the rest of you all are saying you want to downsize your apartments and go back to school because maybe you want to get a student loan, she's building $1 million empire, and that is something to be admired, and that's something to be studied. Even in her bankruptcy or whatever, she's still thriving. She still has a $400,000 payroll. And again, I know we don't want to see Tasha K win, but looks like she's winning. I mean, that's just it. It just looks like she's truly winning. She's making more money than most of us anyway. So, Rampant Family, let me know your thoughts on this. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And let me know if you have a college degree or not. And if you don't, let me know that you're making more money than people with college degrees, and how you feel about people trying to look down on you, but yet you're the one making the most money. And remember to make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone. And remember, hit the notification bell so you're notified when a new video is uploaded. And remember to remain curious and stay bold. And I'll see you in the next video.